Guys, I'm so tired, and I don't know what to do about this. I have a green screen for my OBS now, so um, for streaming and stuff, and I don't have an actual background to throw here. Like there should be clouds or dice or something. All right, I'm gonna kind of make a catch-up video, what's been going on video, before I start moving on RPG a day videos, which I'm already 2 days behind. Um, so I talked about putting together a game for someone before she moved out of town for the summer. That never happened. And then I tried to put together another game, and that never happened. Essentially, people who said they were interested would never respond in a timely fashion. That's pretty frustrating. Uh, it's not fun emotionally. I just gave up. Get it. Which will lead me to RPG a day number 1. So check that. Uh, Big news, really. I have decided after 20 years that, um, well, 19 years, almost 20 years, I'm going to retire my setting for Rollmaster, the one that I started in 2000. So it has gone all the way through the middle-ish of 2019. That's a pretty good long life. Um, what drove that is I want more fantasy, and I've been trying to up the fantasy in my game, and I just have such a hard time doing that, right? Because there's so many pre-existing boundaries, and even some of them, I'd even say, you know what, I can rewrite some of this stuff, especially if the players haven't run into it. I can rewrite this. Um, I have such a hard time, especially like in the flow of play. Like and also I invite players to create things for my setting, though they don't have free license to do so. It does have to go through me both as an editor and an approver. Um, and some of that's because I have a world to be discovered kind of approach. So there are things that they don't know about, so they don't know if they're going to bump into the unknown. That creates difficulty, as you might expect. Um, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a new setting. Um, and I'm going to purposely kick up the fantasy. I'm going to try to embrace a few more tropes, and the first thing I did was ignore all the tropes. um, so in quick, because maybe I'll make a set of videos about this as well. The setting, I'm calling it Dragon Disciples. The root inspiration for this setting is that I wanted to make a script game for ScriptBot, for a channel bot, for my Twitch channel that would essentially allow you to do a bit of role playing. And it wasn't going to be, actual, getting into conversations, right? It was going to be, if you've ever been on a stream, a Twitch stream, and you've watched the bots, and a lot of times you'll find someone who has like bank heists or uh, dragon horde raids or whatever, right? And all people do is they just type to get into the type raid, or they type whatever heist, whatever, to join it. And then there's a random number generator that says, oh, you all got caught and you got hurt, and here's the payout for these people over here. That's all. And I thought, why not actually make this like missions that you can join, quests that you can, and make a bit of a role playing system around it. And of course, I started using Rollmaster because that's my favorite. But in the end, I wasn't going for precise Rollmaster either. I was just abstracting it, right, trying to make it quick. Um, but I needed a setting to put it in. And since dragons are the theme of my Twitch channel, I was like, okay, I thought of some things, and it tied in with like my second anniversary / birthday period where I actually got my first subscribers, and it tied into that. But so um, that's been fun, and I'm trying also to not create too much. I actually know fairly little about this world, and there's a few things that I have thoughts of that I haven't fully decided. Um, so that my players can just help me create things, and I can ask them questions in the middle of play, like, well, what do you think? How do you think that church observes that, or whatever? What do you think the past relationship is between these two? Whatever. Um, and I posted another video. If you saw, I made a huge cheap purchase of some Pathfinder First Edition books. Don't know when I'll get to that. I still have Earthdawn to play, and Riddle of Steel to play, and Fate to play. And then my father-in-law gets me Lamentations of the Flame Princess, that first little book, because he knew I was considering getting it, and I decided not to get it. I think he thought I decided to, in preference, not get it, but I actually decided not to get it. I looked at it. Ivan, I looked at it. I really wanted to be interested in it. I don't know what you mean by magic being dangerous. I didn't see anything in there about magic being. But if OSR means that races have a single mindset and they can't think outside that to roll combat profession-wise, i.e., all elves are mage warriors, all dwarves are fighters, like all hobbits are thieves. I just couldn't swallow that. I could swallow even getting into Vancian magic. I could swallow just about everything else, but seeing that just made me go, ugh, no. I don't know why elves and dwarves and halflings are so narrow-minded psychologically that they can't break out and do. Well, I think actually in some of it said, like, I think in dwarves in particular, it said that they can, or these are not the ones that you find out and about in the world, or maybe that's what elves. I don't know. Anyways, I decided not to get that. He got it for me. So I took it back to the store, traded it in for credit, or I just returned it for credit and applied the credit to an online order at Books A Million. Since I'm a member, I don't have to pay shipping, and got the very first part of Hell's Rebel, I think, is the Pathfinder adventure path. In Hell's Bright Shadow, I think is what it's called. So that way we have some material to try, because I don't actually want to bother. Honestly, I don't want to bother making anything up for a system that I'm not going to be probably not going to be terribly crazy about. With the fact that I need to make up stuff for just about any other system I'm playing. And let's face it, like for Pathfinder, that's one of the best things. I mean, that's where Pathfinder started from, right? Was making D&D modules. That's a strong suit of theirs. And I had a friend back in Omaha who lent me a Pathfinder module, a bigger one, I think, than Hell's Bright Shadow, or at least that part of it, to look at. And the quality, I was really impressed with the quality. I was really impressed with the amount of information it gave me. So, I was happy to go that route. I think that's about it. I'm still streaming occasionally, though not a whole lot. I'm getting back into script writing, and working on my A+ certification. So I'm doing a ton of things on top of all the fun things I'm trying to do. So just really hard to get to things like making videos. Also, I have decided, I have decided that I'm ready to maybe start looking at role-playing online, but with all the things, especially with all the things I just mentioned, time is a little tight. I think I'd have to see something else kind of fall by the wayside before I did that. There's a couple that we're trying to play board games with on alternate weeks that we haven't been able to since our very first week, and they said they didn't want to give up trying to find the schedule and time to do it, but I'm basically almost at my wit's end for that too. So we'll see. Anyways, I'm going to make RPG a day videos, which will do something with this negative space here. See you later.